Happy Monday. Welcome to the SHAC Shack. Save, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and I'm here to keep you company for another hour. We're doodling those beautiful birds. So come on in. I hope you're here. Paul, he's busy downstairs today, so our Stuart will be helping us, and he's in the room with you. So if you have any questions, he's your man. Right, is anybody there? Is anybody there apart from me? Do come in. I hope the sound is good. Flight. Birds in flight. Wonderful. Sound is good. Thank you, Stuart. All right, we're off and running then. Yay. Hello, Hilda. How's the weather in Scotland? Helen, hello. Here they are. Jill, yeah, it's lovely to have your company again. And who was with me on Friday night when we were doing the craft along? Were you there? That was so enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. It was really relaxing. Very just simple projects. It's just nice sometimes to just doesn't always have to be complicated, does it? Hey, Josie, good morning. Yeah, come on in. Let's give everybody a chance to catch up with us. And what are we doing today? Well, just so that you know, in case you're wondering, these are the cut card kits. It's the 3-dimensional birds that we're working on today. So while we wait for everybody to find us, that's all we need is one of those birds. We've been working on them. We were working on them last week, so we've got some nice patterns going. And today it's inking and flowers and yeah, just pretty. I spent an hour yesterday afternoon just catching up. And so it doesn't take weeks and weeks, but yeah, nice. It's nice what you can do with a little time and a pen. So I hope that you're on this trail with me. And how is everybody? Hey, come on in. How is everybody? Morning, Pat. The pajama party was great fun. It was, wasn't it, Pat? I enjoyed it too. 2 hours of just good company and just easy, isn't it? It's free. And yeah, it's a nice thing to do on a Friday. So we ought to do more of it. And let's have a look. Do you know, I was wondering this morning, how many hours have we been together now in the shack? Hey, how many hours? Make sure the lid's on. Maybe Stuart can tell us. And what is this? No, this is not a cup of tea. This is kefir. Kefir, fermented milk. I know. Lovely. It's all right. It's good for you. It's good for you. That's what it's called. It's an acquired taste. I've got to do something about my weight. Friends. Are you still in the grayscale group? I am there, but I'm not doing very well. I don't know. I don't seem to be able to lose any weight. Lots of hours well spent with friends. I agree with you, Pat. And I'm on the kefir, which I actually am always on, but I don't usually bring it to work. It stops me eating. Can't stop eating. It's tangy. The longer you leave it, the sourer it gets, if that's a word. A taste I've not acquired, I have to say. Natalie, it's definitely an acquired taste. It's all right, though. Come on in. You've got to pace yourself with this stuff. Or hold your nose and just knock it back. Like tequila. It's better for you than tequila. See, once you get used to it. Right. Okay. They're live cultures. Culture. A bit of culture. Get a bit of culture in my life. No, they're live cultures. And you get these little grains, right? My friend Karen, she's always. And then what you have to do You get these cultures, and then you're not allowed to touch them in metal. And then I put them in a kiln jar, and then I add milk, just low fat milk. And then you leave them out though. You don't close the lid, you leave the lid open a little bit. And then you leave them out overnight, and they ferment, the milk ferments. And these live cultures, they grow, right? So then it gets thick and gloopy. And then what you do is you take not a metal sieve, you have to take a plastic sieve, and then with a wooden spoon, so no contact with metal, you squish it through the spoon, through the sieve, into a bowl, one of my nice bowls, and then I put it in something to bring to work. See, and then I drink it. Or you put it in the fridge, you see, and then actually I find if you leave it in the fridge overnight, so you've got a kind of rotation going because you do it every day, it's a little less sour. I don't mind the sour though. It's good for you. Yuck sounds awful. Yuck is awful, but it's good for you. No, actually, it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And it's good for your guts, and it's good for making you full up, and it's good for your hair, it's good for your skin, good for your teeth. It's just good for you. So there we are. Oof. And yeah, you should try it. You know what? It's weird. I've been doing it for years, really, through Karen, and then all of a sudden it's in all the supermarkets, and they're charging you for it, and it's like, oh, they can't. They have to charge you for everything. They would charge you for air if they could. So this is free, apart from the milk. You stick the milk in. See, there's the difference. Rather than £1 a pot, and then call it probiotic. Still just good for you, and then they put a bit of flavouring in to make it more palatable. I don't know. The other thing about this, and I'll finish on this note, the other thing about doing the kefir, it's the process. It's the little ceremony. It takes a little time. You know, and we were talking about that, weren't we? It's about taking the time to find the wooden spoon, to find the sieve, to find my little bowl, and to go through this kefir ceremony in the morning. I like that too. It's like taking the time to do something. You know, like we used to make Yorkshire puddings from scratch. And some of us still do. Okay, Aunt Bessie, just so you know. Right, come on. Let's get started then. Have you got your bird ready? These birds come in 3 different sizes. Right, here we go. See? So we've got the large bird that we're working on. Then we've got the medium. Oh, no, it's the same size. Here we go. Look, these are the 3 sizes. Here we are. So you've got the large one. Then you've got the medium one. And then you've got the dinky one, the small one. So you've got 3 different size birds. And then you've got 3 stands as well. So you've got a little stand, medium stand, large stand. But it doesn't mean you have to use, you know, the large one with the small looks great too, or the small with the medium. You can pick your stand. See, it looks quite nice on a tall stand too. Look, see, look, I'll show you. Looks really good on a tall stand. Just depends. So you get lots of stands in the pack, and you get lots of birds, different sizes. Wonderful cards, really, aren't they? And on the subject of Ukraine, because this is my Ukraine bird, Make Heart Not War. Don't forget, we're still raising funds for the Red Cross, because it ain't over yet, is it? Right? Beggars belief that this is going on in this day and age, but it is. Right, £10 for the stamp set. And then I'm not sure what we charge for this, £7 or something? 7. But all proceeds go to the Red Cross. And then I got another envelope today. Really lovely. Thank you. It's an envelope with £10 in it. See, so we're collecting money. We're getting cards, sending cards to charity, collecting the money. And the 100% of that's going to the Red Cross. We think the Red Cross is probably the best bet. So there you go. Are you ready to start? How many are in the building now? Have you got your birds? Have you got your pens? Well, let's get started. Shall we? Hey, come on then. Now, let's see. So what we were doing, this is what we did. Quick recap, because sometimes there are newcomers to the shack. We started with the spots on the birds. See, we're doing the undercarriage, aren't we? The undercarriage being this part of the bird. Okay, that's that bit. Look, isn't that lovely now? Can you believe that that gives you that? Isn't that pretty? So yesterday, I experimented a little bit, and I did the undercarriage in black. I inked and out. See what I did? So on this side, I thought to recap, this is the side that closes, isn't it? Do you remember we had our morning has broken little sing-song? Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. So I've inked that up, but I thought I'd leave this one free just in case anybody wants to catch up with us. So there you go. Morning has broken. Look, lots of positivity and goodness here. That's what we're all about, isn't it? Positivity and goodness. And kefir today. Yummy. Right. So I've got my pens. Let's have a look. I just need a bit of scrap, really. Let me get the pen right. Yeah. Okay. That's it. I'm ready to rock and roll. So what we did, let's have a look. Let's just do this. Let's pen these and we can have a little recap while we go. Then we can hop across. It needs to be dry. But I thought this would be the day that we finish doing our inking. And I'm going to give you lots of different kind of suggestions. So we've got our pen. And we're going to do our flowers. Have you done yours already? Right, so start with the centre of the flower. And then let's go, shall we? Right, now what I want to do you remember I said, because the mat's dirty, I did. I put it on a piece of, I think it's easier. Just bear with me a minute. Let me find a piece of copy paper, because I think, have I got a bit of copy paper here or something? Because I'm at work. Hold fire. I'll find something. I'll use this. Just open days. I might as well shout about that as well at the same time. There you go. It's coming closer. 10th of June and the 11th of June. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. It's important that you get your ticket before you come. I mean, if you come all the way down to Maidstone, we're not going to turn you away at the door, are we? However, the thing about getting the tickets is it gives us a clue about how many people are coming, you know, and we do want to kind of control the numbers. You see, so we do have a maximum, but we haven't reached it yet. That's fine. But that's what the tickets are about. It's just so that we know how many cakes to get as well. And I think it's important, given the circumstances, that we do have a good idea of how many people are going to bring cars, how many parking spaces are we, you know, if you just had a free-for-all and everybody could turn up on the day, it'd be chaos, wouldn't it? So there you go. Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th. If you want to hang out with a bunch of like-minded people and have some fun, then that's where you should come. I'm going to use the back of this one. The reason I'm doing that is because in a minute I'm going to start sliding this around, and then what will happen is I'll soil the back. There we are. Okay, starts again. Yeah, it's getting closer now. The open days, aren't they? Are we close enough with the camera, do you think? Or should I come in a little closer? I can do, if you want me to. Go on, give us a clue. What shall I do? Shall I come in a little closer with the camera, or are you happy with this distance? Go on. Let me know. Yeah, so you know that the open days are getting closer, because I'm starting to hear from the design team, the demonstrators. You know, Jane Telford and I, we were talking yesterday about the make and take that she's doing, and she's got lots of different examples. So we settled on one yesterday, which would be the best one to do. So what we're saying, let me just see what we're saying here. I'm not getting a lot of feedback. Closer would be good. All righty. Is that better? Okay. Good. Yeah, so yesterday I was talking to Josie Davidson, the Queen of Grids, and we were talking about which demonstration she should do, and what we both agreed. And then so we agreed on that. And then Jane and I were talking about the make and takes, because that'll be fun. And then I was in touch with Lou Withers earlier in the week, and we were talking about which make and takes, what to do. So we sent her a load of gear, and she's working on it. So that would be fun. And so it's just generally this feeling that, we're ramping up for the big event. And then today, special day, I've got a special person coming to visit Clarity Towers. And so that'll be fun. I've got Tina. When we finish here today, Tina should be arriving any minute. So I'm looking forward to I haven't seen Tina for a long time. So that'll be lovely to see Tina Cox. And she's going to be at the open days. So we'll chat about that. But more importantly, with Tina as well, see, she's done some really fabulous designs for us. And she's on the television again on Saturday. Yeah. So she's coming down for the afternoon, and we're going to hang out together and talk about designs and talk about the TV on Saturday and make a plan for that. Isn't that pretty? Do you like that? So I thought I'd leave it, you see, do one part dark and one part light, so you can decide. It doesn't all have to be the same either, because when that closes, you see, you could have it like that on the body and like that on the undercarriage. I'm personally, I want to do black on here as well. Yeah, yes, I do. Yeah, so Tina's coming down. That'd be lovely to see Tina. About time. And as I say, she's on television on Saturday. I'm trying to think, if I'm not mistaken, I think is it 1 o'clock? And Stuart, perhaps you could help me out. Is it 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock? I think there's 1 hour on the main channel and 1 hour on Craft Extra. But let Stuart tell us what time it is. Let's have Stuart give us some information. So we're going to talk about that, Tina and I are going to make a plan. See, we're all coming out of hibernation. 2 p.m. on Craft Extra and 5 p.m. on the main channel. Thank you, Stuart. So she's coming over to discuss TV and how we're going to roll with that on Saturday. And then we're going to take a look at these new designs that she's done. Fantastic stamp designs. Got a new concept coming up. But that's for later on in the year. But everything takes time, doesn't it? Everything takes time, and you have to give time. So see, if the pandemic has taught me anything, it is to slow down. It really has taught me that. And so we do. I was just writing the newsletter, for the craft club, because they're all ready to be sent out today. But of course, I have to write the newsletter. It's the last thing that gets done. And so I spent an hour writing that this morning. And that was one of the things that I wrote about, you know. It's that the pandemic, you know, it's a shame that it took a pandemic to put the brakes on me. But there we are, it did. You know, and I was on Saturday, Dave and I, we got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you must be thinking, well, there you go. You haven't learned that much then, have you, Gray? But I tell you why. I tell you for why. Because we wanted to go to Rye, right? Rye, beautiful town on the coast. But now let me just explain. The reason that this is overlapping like this is because we drew it so that it tessellates, see? So it doesn't matter which side of... That's how we did it, didn't we? On Thursday, we drew it so that they overlap like that. Okay, so there's a method in our madness here. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so we got up at the Cracker Sparrows on Saturday to go to Rye. Because there's a bird sanctuary there, which is very, very beautiful. And so we took off early, took the scenic route, really nice, through Wadhurst. And just East Sussex is a beautiful, beautiful county. We're very lucky to live in East Sussex. So there we were, poodling through East Sussex, stupid o'clock in the morning. And it was nice. Hang on a minute. Right, so we've penned this. Yeah, got it? And then on this side, we've penned both wings and the back, and we've blacked out the leaves. But I want to show you now. Let's go back. Let's go here, and let's black out the. Let's do this one, and let's rub out the pencil lines first. Yeah, so we went to Rye. Don't want to press too hard with your pencil rubber, with your eraser. This is the biggest selling thing that we have on the website. This and the nibs and the groovy tabs. Isn't that funny? Yes, we went to Rye and we went to the bird sanctuary and we walked for miles and we walked along the beach, along the shingles. That's good. That sorts your ankles out. But it was beautiful, beautiful, sunny, blue skies, absolutely glorious. We were walking along. I said to Dave, do you know, we could never do anything like this because we were always working at the weekends. And we used to work. Really, it was very, very rare that Dave and I got a weekend off. We were either on television or doing an exhibition. Really, weren't we? I mean, I still work at the weekends. I still blog, but that's a different kettle of fish. That's a very different kettle of fish to loading the van and driving the van somewhere and then unloading the van and then setting up a store. I mean, that is hard collar, friends. Hard graft. And I know often I see I see people say, oh, I wish you could come up north and I wish you could do this and I wish you could do that. It's like, well, let me tell you, Dave had a TIA the last time we did Birmingham. He had a mini stroke in the back of the van. So ask me, how keen am I to do that again? Hey? And your old man has a stroke in the back of the van trying to load it after 4 days at the NEC. You do have to ask yourself, is this sane? Is this sane? You know? Yeah, so whilst, it seems like a good idea, and you need the money, and yada, 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 and everybody else is there, and then there's a bit of FOMO because you think you're going to miss out on something if you're not there, and then they think you've lost it, and you're going under, and yada, 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 and your absence speaks volumes, blah, blah, blah. But believe you me, when your husband has a TIA, when you're packing up, it's pretty rough, okay? We didn't shout about it at the time because it doesn't serve any purpose, does it? What's the point of catastrophizing that? But then, of course, COVID kicked in, coronavirus sorted it out for us. So there we are, strolling along the beach on Saturday morning in Rye, taking in the beautiful scenery and the fresh air, and it occurred to me, that's something that's come out of the pandemic for us. It gave us the perfect excuse not to do any shows anymore. So we are doing the the open days, but that's all we're doing, and that's local. And Mark, my lad, I mean, he's not coming all the way from San Francisco to help load the van. I mean, not, he's good, but he happens to be coming home for a friend's wedding. And so he said, "Oh, happy to help, Mum," which is the correct answer. So we got some muscle helping us with the van. Because that's the thing, none of us are getting any younger, are we? And therefore, I would ask you gently, the next time you say, "Oh, I'm disappointed." Disappointed is a word that really makes my hair stand up like that. When somebody says, "I'm so disappointed," I understand that you really want us, and I should be flattered that that you want us to come and do exhibitions in Scotland and in the north of England. But please just have a heart and understand why we're not. It's not laziness. It's not because we don't need the business. It's not that at all. It's a pure health thing. It's purely health and age. And could we send anybody else? Listen, if you can find somebody that will load the van, take the van up to the north of England, unload it and do what we do for 4 days and then come back again. If you can recruit those people, I will give them the van keys. It's not that easy to find people. So, because we got a bit of stick because we didn't go to the show the other week. I can't remember where it was. I think it was last weekend. Anyway, we didn't do it. And I came under a bit of fire for it. I said, "Oh, leave me alone." Just leave me alone. No. So anyway, it was really lovely. So I've just got to get rid of all the pencil marks. And it doesn't matter if you don't get rid of them completely, because we're going to put shadows and colour in there anyway, I think, aren't we? Don't want to leave it white. You want to get rid of a little bit. You don't want to press too hard. Yeah. See, to sit above my garage you have to do what you can do. Do you see what I mean? And for me, I can sit above the garage on a Friday night, and I can craft along with hundreds of people, and it's achievable. It's doable. It's doable. You see, I'm not breaking my back. I'm not killing my husband. It's achievable. And so we do what we can. That's all it is. We just do what we can. And everybody does. You do, I do, we do, we all do, don't we? If you can't make it to the open days, you don't come, do you? You don't force yourself. Same thing. We just find another way. So you can't come to the open days, which is fair enough. Absolutely understood. Absolutely understood. But you join in on the SHAC Shack, or you do something else. Doesn't mean that, all is lost. It just means you have to find another way to work around your creativity and your needs, your creative needs, isn't it? There you go. That's what I think. Who said it? Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest nor the most what did he say? It's not the strongest nor the most intelligent of the species that will survive, but the ones most adaptable to change. There you go. I'll go along with that all day long. So let's say that let's agree that we've done most of the inking now. Yeah, have you done that? Let's have a break. Let's have a kefir. And then we'll start blacking out. Hey, everybody happy? Whoa. Nectar. I'm not a very good advert for it, am I? Hang on. Okay, let's pretend. Ready? Yummy. Craft Extra is Freeview 95 for Ken. There you go. Ken, I thought you were in Dorset on holiday. Jurassic Coastline. Aren't you? Right, now comes the blacking out bit. I like this bit. So let's have another look at this one. See, this is good. This is good. Isn't it pretty? Right. Note the little flowers. Right, let's start with this one. Okay, we'll do the leaves. Start with the leaves and then we'll go from there. So I'm using a micron pen and this is the best bit. Micron pen number 1. Of course, it's so relaxing. This will make a nice stamp. Let's just do the large leaves, and then we'll go back and I'll show you a little trick. But let's get the large leaves in where we've already penciled them in and ink them in. So the reason I've got the white copy paper underneath is so that because it's a double-sided bird, I don't want to drag, because this is dirty, I'm sure. Okay. There we go. There. So it all goes back to it all actually ties into the same thing. When I say, I'm not drinking tea this morning, I'm drinking kefir. It's the same kind of thing it's that adapting, isn't it? It's like changing my habits. I'm not going to do the NEC or the SECC. I'm taking the demonstrations online, and they're still free. I'm not, they're not paid workshops. We still do our retreats. That's a different ball game though. 1, it's local, and 2, it's only once a year. You can handle it if it's only once a year. Hey? I remember being at the NEC once, years ago. And it was like the big show. The NEC is for our foreign friends, the NEC is the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham. And we always did the NEC once in March and once in November. It was a 4-day show. So you'd start loading the van on the Monday. You'd take off on the Wednesday morning early. You would spend the whole Wednesday then, when you got there, until 8 or 9 o'clock at night, setting up the stand. And we used to have a huge stand. It used to run 20, sometimes 24 foot. No, rubbish. 24 meters. And I remember we were at the NEC, and the NEC runs then all day Thursday from like 9 to 5:30, something like that. all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then on Sunday night you get to break it all down and go home again. And I remember being there one Sunday morning in the queue, and we were in the first lane, if you like, the first business lane when the doors opened, because it depended where you were in the hall, and it was always good to be on the outside lane, on the peripheral. Always look for if you're ever thinking of doing an exhibition, always try and get a corner stand on the outside. People will always find you again. Anyway, so we had our corner stand on the outside, and 2 stands up from us, because you've all got your little shell scheme like cubby holes, haven't you? And the guy dropped dead. It was his last show. Okay, it literally was his last show. The chap had a massive coronary on the Sunday morning. He'd only been outside that morning speaking to one of our team, telling them that it was his last show. He was having a cigarette, and then he was retiring, and he'd had enough. He wasn't doing it anymore. And then he walked back on the stand, had a massive heart attack, and he was dead before he hit the ground. And his wife was just standing there watching. And I remember it so well, because obviously the aisle was closed for about an hour at least, and they tried to resuscitate him, and the air ambulance came, and it was pretty shocking, really, quite awful. But the weirdest thing was, this was the weirdest part of it, right? It felt like we were lemmings, because then they opened the aisles, and of course the public, the adoring public, they had no idea that this had just happened, you know. So they came in, and for them it was business as usual. They paid their 20 quid to get in, and they paid their £10 parking or whatever, and they were set to have a great day. And there were us, especially in that aisle, we were just shocked, you can imagine. And I remember thinking, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And then we have to carry on. And I got my brayer out, and I got my jelly plate out, and I thought, this is mental. We should be like taking time here, but we couldn't. We just had to keep going like lemmings. So, I mean, the shows are for many companies, they are the lifeblood of the company. They were ours for a long time. But, like I say, tea to kefir, we've adapted. And it's okay, It's all right. And it's lovely. What do you think? Let's have a look at this works. Yeah. Isn't that pretty? Hey? This will make a nice stamp. I tell you what we've forgotten is to put the little flashes. We can do that in a minute. Yeah. I think that is it, isn't it? It's the ability to adapt. Okay? And we're all learning to do that now, aren't we? In our own way. We sure are. We are. God, this is so relaxing. I can't tell you how relaxing this is. Just filling in those. This would make a nice stamp, I have to say, wouldn't it? Really nice. New York next week. Oh, yeah. New York next week. So that means this week we're going to meet on Thursday again, aren't we? Here in the SHAC Shack. Tomorrow you've got Groovy Tuesday with Paul. So that'd be lovely. And then Thursday, it's us finishing this bird off. We can do that, can't we, on Thursday? Be lovely. Do the stand on Thursday as well. Should we do the stand on Thursday? And then on Saturday, Tina's on telly. That'd be great. She's quite a character, isn't she? So Tina's on telly at 2 p.m. on the extra channel and 5 p.m. on the main channel. That's on Create and Craft. So that'll be interesting. And then Monday, I'm out of it. So I won't be around. I'm getting a flight on Monday. So I shall be out of the shack here for... Let's have a think. I'll tell you. Let me just get my calendar up. So that means then, I should have done this beforehand, sorry. 20th to the 23rd, 30th. So the next time we're going to get together in the shack is on... no, it won't be the Thursday. It won't be the Thursday, the 2nd of June. It will be... Blimey, O'Reilly, because we're staying overnight. So it won't be that Monday. I'm sorry about this. Do you know what? The next time, and then the following... Oh, my God, I've just realised. Oh, dear. Okay, so that means... Right, so busy time coming up here. So the week of the 20th is the States. Week of the 1st. So that means that the next time we'll be together is the 13th of June. Believe it or not. The 13th of June. Monday the 13th of June. Put it in your diaries. We'll have loads to tell you about then. Right, so this is it. The Monday, and the reason is because we're going to the States. Then when we come back, we've got an open day. We've got the one-day special and the TV. So that when we've moved the one-day special to the Monday, so that we can get ready because we've got to load the van to do the open days. So then the open days are then, right, the 10th and the 11th. So it'll be the Monday after this. The Monday after this will be the next time after this Thursday. I'll write it all out for you, and then I'll tell you properly on Thursday, just so you know. Yeah. Gosh, there's a break. That's all right, though. I'll write it all out on Thursday for you, because we're getting together on Thursday, aren't we? And then we're going to have a break for a couple of weeks. Now, let me show you something. Let's look at this one. You see, it looks very nice, but what we're going to do... Oh, hang on, I need the paper underneath it. But what we're going to do is add some little bits. So let me show you, for example, if we've got... a piece like this, let's say, then what we could do is make little leaves. Look, I'll show you. See this, like this is a large leaf here. Right, let's put a little leaf, a tiny one, next to it, like that. And then put a dot on the other side. Can you see that okay? So you're going to, look, I'll show you again. We could put another leaf there. I'm going to start filling this up a bit now, see? Put a leaf there. Then you could put another smaller leaf next to it, like that. And then put a dot on the other side. Can you see that okay? See? Can you see that? So you could choose now. You can either take the leaf that's already there, like that, add another leaf smaller to that side, like that. Listen, if you wanted to, you could put 2 leaves in, like that. So now we're creating another pattern. So you've got that. And then on the other side of the swirl, put a dot. Get it? So you start working your way now through. See, this is a perfect place for a smaller leaf. And it looks really pretty when it's done. See? Like that. Put another one there. Really easy to do. And you can make more dots as well. You don't want to overcook it. You don't have to go mad. But it looks really nice. Doesn't it? Can we see this okay? Can we see that okay? Right, it's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I like this a lot. I think we're going to put another one there. So when we get together on Thursday to complete this little jobby, see, I think this looks really pretty. Don't you? And you can put, if you don't want to put too many leaves on, just do dots like that. If you don't want to overcook it with leaves, just put 3 dots in a row. That looks pretty too. And then just, there we are. It's very delicate, but it looks very, I like the black as well. I like the black look. Yeah, did we figure out what hour this is? How many hours have we been together? Do we know? We must be edging up on a celebration here. Hey? Have a look. Oh, and there was another thing I was going to tell you about, was the craft nominations. Because apparently the craft awards, the nominations are, I did a blog about it last week, and it's about, this one looks a bit weird. It's about nominating. So there's 2 things you have to do. First of all, you have to nominate somebody if you think they deserve an award. And then once the nominations are in place, then you have to go back in and vote again. That's the way it works. So if you felt inclined and you felt that we deserved an award or 2 or 3 or however many you feel for whichever category, you see, you can nominate us for different categories. Perhaps Stuart could give the link from Craft. If you look up Craft Awards, Stuart, perhaps you could drop the link in. And if you could go in and maybe nominate us, if you felt inclined, only if you feel that we deserve it. There are loads of different categories. But it'd be really cool. Be nice to get some recognition sometimes. It's always lovely to get a pat on the back, isn't it? Hey? It's always lovely to get a pat on the back. Makes it all worthwhile. I think so anyway. I know so, what we're talking about. It's obvious, isn't it? I know which teacher. My best subject at school was French. And the reason was because the teacher was always so encouraging and so, she just made you feel good, you know, just wanted to please her, wanted to get it right for her. She was a brilliant teacher. Her name was Mrs. Norman. She was brilliant as a French teacher, absolutely. But as a teacher, she just made you feel good. And she always, it wasn't so much that you got a reward, but you just felt recognised. She made you feel special. I suppose that's what awards do, isn't it? They make you feel special. There you go. Doesn't that look pretty? But I like the little dots, don't you? So Stuart's dropped the link in for you, which is great. Thank you, Stuart. Be interesting to see now with the television merger, with the 2 TV channels merging, what happens. Although we received a couple of really, I don't know, we got quite a few awards last year, didn't we? Well, quite a few. That's rubbish. We got a lot of second prizes. I think we got best blog, didn't we? I think we got best blog. I think we got runner up for the SHAC Shack for workshops or something. But still, you know, like I say, and that had a lot to do with the fact that we were on the small channel with a much smaller audience. So be interesting to see what happens now. Apparently we're on the larger channel with a much bigger audience now, although they don't seem to have found clarity yet. Mad, isn't it? All right. It is what it is. It is what it is. Isn't it? One day at a time. See, this looks pretty. Flick, flick, flick. Okay. Yeah. So on Thursday, this will be good. On Thursday, I've got between now and then, and so have you, to decide what we're doing in the background. And we're going to make the stand, and we'll make the stand. Hey, I'm particularly partial to the tall stand, so I may use, even though I haven't got the, I don't think I've got the, have I got the largest bird? I think I've got the largest bird. So I'm going to use the tallest stand. See, look at that! What a work of art this is. Hang on, check it out. Isn't that lovely when it comes together? Hey, look. See? I mean, we doodled this. We just got to doodle this bit as well now. We'll do that on Thursday together. But we doodled this. I think this looks beautiful just in black. I don't really know that I want to do it. Maybe a bit of grey, you know, a little bit of shadow. I'll tell you what would look absolutely fantastic on this. Just a bit of drop shadow, like on the wings, you know, just on the flowers, just a little bit of shadow in the flowers. Grey. Just, yeah, less is more and all that. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Love it. Love it. Love the process. Okay. Yeah. And have you got a plan for this week? Have you got anything lined up, friends? What have you got lined up? Anything special? I've got Tina coming today. That's special for me. Tomorrow I've got a big business meeting, which I'm looking forward to. What else we got this week? Thursdays, you and me hanging out again. There's lots going on in between. Lots going on in between. Oh, and then, of course, we're sorting out the shop. I've got to get this shop sorted out. Yeah. Downstairs, we're going to put a little... Did I tell you last week? I can't remember. I think I did. We've decided we're going to... You know what I'm talking about? About you do what you can, right? And so what we're going to do is put a little trade counter down, and the boardroom I'm going to turn into a little workshop room. Yeah. So that means it's what we can do. You've got to manage the manageable. You've got to control the controllable. See, now I may not be able to, Dave and I may not be able to load the van and go up running around the country on my knee, but something more money. But we can certainly, I could certainly do jelly plate demonstrations downstairs and little workshops. And it'd be great to have a lovely little shop down there, you know, so that if people would come in this way, what a nice thing to do. You could pop in, you know, little trade counter. Why not? We've got the space. It's like the Marie Celeste down there. There's an echo. Hello, 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 hello. Do you remember we moved in here, didn't we? Just before lockdown. Oh. That'll grow hairs on your chest, great. Yeah, so it's time to do it. One thing at a time. You see, you got to control the controllable, do the doable, manage the manageable. If you can't manage it, then don't push yourself. Just do what you can. Accept that those days are over, that that's no longer on your list, and make a new list. Hey? Make a new list. There's no point in getting angry and resentful or anything like it. You know, it's not going to change a damn thing except make you angry and resentful. So why not just make a fresh list and write on the list what you can do? Can't do that, can do this. I think that's the way to travel anyway. Here we are. This is going to look so pretty, isn't it? Did you do your eye on the bird? I did my eyes. I'll show you. See, I like that eye. It's easy. If you take the eye like that, let's just talk about the eye. So if you do the eye like that, then you've got to decide if you want the light on the back of the eye. Just cut it in half like that. Just cut it in half and colour in one half like that. And you'll see his mood change. So when you've coloured in half, he looks a bit frightened, doesn't he? So now bring up this edge, bring that edge up, and you'll see him start to calm down. There you go. And then bring down that edge there. And you can make that, there you go, and suddenly he's calm. Isn't that funny how you can make a bird look terrified? And just by changing the light. You can add it, but you can't take it away. If you go too far, you'll end up with solid black. So let's just say we've overcooked it. There you go. Look. Still got a little bit of white. Still works okay. But then let's just pretend that we've gone too far. Oh, little dot. Okay, then we blew it. Let it dry. This is where these white Posca pens are invaluable. See if this one works. Hang on a minute. Excuse me banging this on the table. I just wanted to show you what you can do. Right? Really, what's important though is that the black ink is dry. If it's not dry, it won't work as well. But just obviously, once you've got it working, then all you need to do is just reintroduce the white. There you go. See? So you can reintroduce the white. Same goes for any of this. If you feel, oh, you made a mistake or something wasn't quite right or you wish you hadn't done that, white paint pen. It's like, do you remember Tipex? It's like Tipex, really. It's brilliant. Good. Next time you put one of these in your basket, get one of these because it's the same thing but white. There you go. I think that'll do for today, my friends. Let's have a little recap. We're looking at adding, with the Micron pen, adding these little flourishes, little groups of leaves. And then if we don't want to add a leaf, we can add 3 little dots. You can add as many dots as you like. Okay, 3 is a good number. Lucky number's 3. And now we've got to decide as well, do you want to add, do you want to add blackness to these as well? I'm thinking maybe I do. See? So we've done that side. That one still needs a little bit more busyness. See, I haven't got, see the difference? See that I haven't done the little dots on this one yet. Makes a difference, doesn't it? So we'll do a bit more on that. And then on this side, see, we've got the open leaves there, the black, but on the undercarriage, we've got it like that. So what do you think? Do we do it or don't we? Jury's out. Come on, take a vote. Do we put colour on the bottom or do we black them out as well? I'm thinking that it probably look best blacked out or just white like that. Or you could do, no, that'd be a bit much. Oh, well, it's your art, it's your birds, not mine. I'll worry about my bird and you worry about your bird. Eh? Thank you so much for your company. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a brilliant week. I'll see you on Thursday at 10 o'clock and we'll decide what we're going to do with the undercarriage of this bird. And then we'll do the hat, this, and that'll be that then. Hey, that'll be that project completed. And then we'll have a couple of weeks off. And then we'll start again. It gives me a couple of weeks to think of something really fabulous for us to do in the shack. So there we go. That's it. Have a lovely week. Thanks, Stuart, for your help. And don't forget, Paul's in with you in the shack tomorrow, Groovy Tuesday. Lots of love. Bye-bye now.